What is up, DCS crew? It's Carlos back at it again today with another knife review. So today we're gonna go ahead and check out a knife from Andrew Demko. There's a lot of people who have really been into Demko knives since he started out with his customs, and then he did his collaborative products, his production line through Cold Steel. And then, once Lynn sold the company, he kind of followed suit. His brother John is with oh man, what's the name of the company? Beyond DDC, that's what it is. Okay, he submitted a design with them, and that's going to be coming out. But Andrew decided, you know what, I'm going to do my own production company, and I'm going to go ahead and issue knives through, Demko Knives. But this is going to be a production model. So he came out with two versions. One of them is the shark's foot version of the Demko Knives AD20.5, which is what you see right here. We're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about this. It's currently sold out as of the date of this video, but I was able to get one, and I'm going to tell you how after this intro. All right, guys, welcome back, and thanks for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and check out the Demko Knives AD20.5, the specs for this particular version, which is the shark's foot blade style, is going to be on your right hand side. Now this is an overall it's not that big of a knife. It's just over 7 inches. I'm going to say 7.4 or maybe a little bit less. You got a 3-inch blade. The majority of the length is going to be in the handle. It has a really interesting lock. It's called the shark lock, and I figured, you know what, if I'm gonna get the shark lock, I'm gonna get the shark's foot blade too. That's just the way it's meant to go. So the lock, it kind of like sticks out here like a shark's fin. It does have, see if I can go ahead and get a little bit more of a zoom on that. Come on, there we go. It does have a little bit of jimping here, and you do get some jimping here as well. So it allows you to be able to hold the knife in a variety of different ways. You can hold it this way, and then you can kind of ride the fin, and just, whenever you got to close it, you do that. Or you can touch up a little closer, okay, for some, feather sticking, whatever you need to do. And then you can touch up closer still with this little ramp here, right? And make sure you don't have really chunky hands when you do this, because you will get sliced if you end up doing that. And it actually works pretty good. You can get like right up here. This is a great user knife, and the reason why I say that is because, well, just as a disclosure, this is not a USA made knife, and you probably have noted that by now. I did an interview with Andrew Demko over at Demko Knives. Be sure to go ahead and check that out. That's in my Blade Show 2021 podcast, playlist. And he did mention that it is made in Taiwan. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not made in China. At least I can say that. That's, it's a great way to go ahead and start. Not made in China. So you do have a little bit of a thumb hole, and you do have the thumb stud, which is removable. As you can see, they have one side that is just normal, and then the other side, which is, it has like this little screw here that you can just go ahead and adjust. All right. So that being said, it does have a lanyard hole here for the lanyard carry. You cannot go ahead and tap it for left hand carry. It is set up for tip up right hand carry. Now let me see if I can, there we go. Okay, so you can flick it open. You can just go ahead and use the shark lock to kind of just use the action, and it's a really good action. I gotta admit, I was surprised. This wasn't something that I was into, but you know what? It is definitely a knife that you can put to work. AUS 10A steel, if I haven't already said that. And let's go ahead and compare it to some other knives that I have around me. So first and foremost, this is the Kershaw, let me put this here. This is the Kershaw Bare Knuckle in 14C28N. You see, I got this one here. This is the Kaiser Basalt in S35VN. It's an old school Kaiser. It's actually the first knife that I ever reviewed on my channel. Quick trivia, just in case I happen to quiz somebody on that another time. This is the Solid Terminus XR, BDZ1 steel. I think also made in Taiwan. I could be wrong. This is the Best Tech Sledgehammer in D2 with black micarta. Let's see, what else do we have here? Here we go. We have the tiniest of tiniest, the little Main Street from Concept Knives, a Dirk Pinkerton design, and a not so tiny Becker knife and tool collaboration with K-Bar. This is the BK40, just a little bit bigger than the other knives that we've shown. So there you have it. Okay, so interestingly enough, this one I reviewed, and this weighs 3.54 ounces. This weighs 3.52 ounces, so it's a little bit lighter. Yeah, it does have a thinner liner, and it actually has a, this is gray Grivery, well, basically FRN that has been textured, as you can see there. It's got some nice texturing to it, okay? And, excuse me. In all honesty, I mean, I dig it. I really do. And, you know, actually, now that I see that, I think you can, I think it does come with a clip to be able to go ahead and switch it off to left hand. I gotta check the box, man. I haven't checked it, and I don't know why. So on the clip side, it is skeletonized. There is a hole on one side and then a hole on the other. If you look inside, you should be able to see. Let me see if I have my, I do, okay. I have my, maybe you can kind of see if I can zoom in here a little bit. Can you see it in there? Perhaps, maybe? Yeah, well, in any case, there is a, there's some writing in there. And basically what that is the patent, the US patent that they have on this knife, which I thought was interesting because, you know, Chinese do not care about patents. They love patented stuff because that means that people like it so much, they want to keep people from taking it, and then they take it anyways because nobody cares about patents in China, evidently. But in Taiwan, it's a different story. So I guess we can go with that. When I spoke with Andrew, he told me that they chose AUS 10 because it was the best quality steel that they could press. Now, this is not a machined knife. The edge is not machined. You know, the blade itself, it needed to be relatively cheap to be able to go ahead, or inexpensive to be able to go ahead and produce, for them to be able to keep the cost down. And honestly, when you see this knife at retailers, you're going to see it for about $149. If you're going to get it on the secondary market right now, they're going to probably tag a $50 tax to it just because it's sold out everywhere. Basically, most of the production, I want to say maybe 100% of the production, was provided to Andrew for Blade Show. And then there were a couple of companies that were there that picked up a bunch of the knives and they immediately put it on their site to make it look like they had stock, but they were all still at Blade Show. They weren't going to be able to ship anything out because they had it on them until they got it back to where they were. They weren't going to be able to do shit. So the first 100 were numbered, and then they had some other ones that they had done afterwards that were not numbered. This is actually one of the ones that was not numbered. By happenstance, I happened to be able to pick one of these up, and I picked it up on my birthday. I was lucky enough to be able to get it on my birthday. They were kind enough to go ahead and send it to me. I got the shark's foot version, and here it is. I've been able to carry it. I've actually used it. It's a great utility knife and a box opener. You know, I was kind of wary about this whole the shark lock. I know that that's exclusive to Andrew Demko, and I gotta say it's kind of grown on me. You know, I don't know. This is one of those knives that, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's been done right here. You know, I really cannot deny it. Even the clip, like say for example, it's not a deep carry clip, but it's freaking stonewashed. And why? Because if you have a clip on this and you're gonna use it, especially for EDC, the last thing you want to do is draw attention to yourself. And the reason why I say that is, look at this one. Look at how look. I mean, it's freaking shining everywhere. And then look at this one. Doesn't shine. You know, and the reason why I really like that is because, you know, when you're carrying a knife, you're not trying to go ahead and say, hey, look at me, I have a knife. No, you take out a knife, you use it. It's one of the first tools that were ever made. And Ethan Becker actually told me this. The first tool that man ever used was a rock. He used it and he started beating on down on something, and the rock broke and it produced the edge. And that became the second tool, which was the knife, or an edged blade. So there you have it. Now, would I recommend this if you do not have a Demko? Yes, because you do have to go ahead and try out this particular lock. This is actually a really, really cool lock. And just so you can see what it looks like, this is the show side. This is the front. This is the clip side. This is the back. This is the front. And this is the clip side. Well, show side, clip side. And there you have it, folks. You can actually do a lot of work with this. That AUS 10A, I gotta tell you, it's it ain't nothing to fuck with, you know. It's like Wu-Tang, it ain't nothing to fuck with. And I do recommend you try it. Don't feel that because it's made in Taiwan and it has the AUS 10A that you're automatically gonna think, oh well, it's just maybe a little bit better than AUS 8. I beg to differ. If you get this in your hands, you're probably gonna be pretty freaking surprised. I know I was. So that being said, if you have any questions about this, feel free to go ahead and hit me up on my Instagram at Daily Carry Solutions. This is definitely worth checking out if you don't have a Demko. And if you have a Demko, feel free to go ahead and check out this knife as well. If you got a titanium version, this would be great to use as an EDC. Some people buy them and it's like, you know, several $100s, and then you're like, man, I love it so much, I don't want to use it. There's a lot of collectors. This allows you to be able to go ahead and use something that's very similar to what you own. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Stay sharp, everybody, and just remember, if you EDC, whether it's this, you know, the actual Demko custom, you know, or one of the other knives that I showed you today, if you EDC, think of DCS. Here's some videos for you to check out. Until next time, take care, guys. Peace.